Hi, I'm Helen Hughes and I am your go-to for all things fun during swimming lessons. I am the founder of Mini Water Adventurers and I'm going to show you today what I had in my goodie bag for lessons this week. Just to give you a little bit of a background story, I have just started doing a few private lessons again, and I have a young girl that is nearly 4 years old. She unfortunately had a bad experience, which the parents have reached out to ask if I could help them, and of course I have said yes, because it was my first time meeting the little girl and the family. Of course, I need to have and make sure that I have some strategies up my sleeve to make sure that the young girl and the family had such a positive experience. Now, I did go to their home pool, so they didn't come to my facility. And I thought, why not do the Dr. Seuss themed inspired week, because it's all about fish and dolphins and turtles, which, you know, the little girl would have heard before and experienced and loved, and it's perfect with regards to water. I had my story, I had my poem just in case, I had my characters and my songs as well. That was all in the information the members did get. So if I need them, then I can pull them out. And then in my bag, I have lots of different things. Now, I don't bring everything out at first, because obviously, again, this is the first time we've met each other. And I didn't want to be too overwhelming. And also, I just wanted to create not a rule, but it's almost like an expectation in the sense, and I word it in a way of where I'm not being harsh or critical. I'm just saying that I just wanted to leave some surprises for her throughout the lesson. So I'm just going to get a few things out now, and then we'll get some more things out in a bit. The different things that I've got in here was the movement cube. Well, it's still wet. The movement cube that is part of the bundle. But I had the brother as well that was there, that was 18 months old. And I had some things in there for him as well. However, I found that they did gravitate towards the similar sort of things, even though there was an age gap between. What I got out first were the fish, if I can get them. Actually, she didn't want to come off the stairs. We put her on an orca, and she used to wear armbands. If you've read my blog, I do not like armbands or anything around the arms. So I've asked and sort of said to the parent politely that would be something that I would not recommend. However, we put the orca on, and straight away the parents were just like, yes, means her arms are free and that she can move so much easier in the water. And it did come true as we were swimming around with her. What I got out at first was some water exploratory games. So I have some clouds here where she filled it up, and then I showed her how to start the rain. She really loved filling that up. We watched the bubbles and we sprinkle, and it's just a really nice sort of introductory. And I also then got out, I have this lovely, really cute, it's apart because she was playing with it so much, but I had a little stacking toy that had individual pieces to it that she could build, but she was exploring the water and getting comfortable as we were getting into the lesson. I'm just trying to see where the other bits are, but basically what they do is that they stack in, and I'll try and find where the other bits are. But the younger one absolutely loved this as well. In fact, he was asking me to open it up for him because he couldn't quite open it up. And if the little girl struggled a little bit, then I, of course, would ask if she would like me to help her. And I do have... there is, should have got this prepared, but this is what it's like after the lesson. I put everything together back in the bag. There should be a lid, and I also do take baby with me as well, because baby sometimes is great for giving an explanation. Oh, look at baby, we're going to pour water on baby, we're going to pour it on her hands. She can see that we're doing it to baby, so it's okay to do it to her too, and she can then do it to baby as well if she's feeling a little bit shy at first. Baby always comes with me no matter what, but I'm going to put baby down there because baby is still wet. And I can't find the top of the turtle right at the moment, but what it is basically it's a turtle shell that goes on top. It may have even left it there because some things were going into the drainage, but there's a shell that goes on top, and they just loved stacking it, unstacking it, pouring the water. Doing this at the beginning of the lesson really sets the success of the lesson up. I wasn't getting her straight in. I wasn't saying, come on, let's we go, off we go, straight into the water. If she wanted to do a couple of jumps on the stairs, that was fine. But again, she was exploring. We did that initially first, and then I also do have this guy here, which is again another sprinkle toy, and it turns around. In fact, she took this into the shower with her at first because the parents like to shower her off before the lesson started. So she took this guy in the shower with her because she was a bit reluctant about going in. So I said, can you take my little octopus, wash him? And she was able then to fill him up and watch him as she was in the water. But these are so good, these sprinkle toys, and highly recommend getting some of these. Also, then what I set up, because I could see that she probably wasn't going to be going off the stairs yet, and that's okay because I'm just warming up for her. And she has never met me before, and it was literally within 10 minutes we were in the water. So trying to think of ideas to not being so overwhelming for them initially at that start, because we're wanting, so this month being February, we're talking about communication and doing it through love and respect. This is why I wanted to do this video today, is to show you that you don't have to do a quick lesson straight away, that they have to swim straight away or even go in the water into the main pool area. If they needed to stay on the stairs for a little bit, then that's what I'm trying to say to you, that it's okay to do that. Because she wasn't going to be going off the stairs, and that's fine. I also then had, because part of the story is being in the water, initially had put these on the side by the stairs, and I threw these out. And I threw them out into the main pool area, thinking that she might want to then go out and then collect and bring them back. However, she didn't want to do that yet. I had to go and swim and go and get them. And it was an opportunity then to say, oh, look, here I go, off I go, I'm swimming, look at my legs, I'm kicking, so that she could see that going across the pool was okay. So I went and collected this. I asked her, could she see where any more were, because I couldn't see where they were, because there were some green ones that were a little bit sneaky, that were hiding, little turtles. So I went and collected and asked her if she could help me where to find them, and then I would come back and show her about putting these on the side. Once I had them on the side, I then put Octopus in the middle, because the stairs were at the end, and then basically you could come then down into the main pool area. So I put the octopuses up on the highest step area, and then I placed these on the bottom step at the side, so she would need to come a little bit closer to the main pool area, and however not still in it, so she had to be swimming, but she was able to do a little bit of a crawl along, monkey, to go and collect these bits. Now again, she still didn't want to come off the stairs to be able to then lift her feet up to go round the edges, so I just etched them forward so that it wasn't upsetting her that she didn't want to do it. So I wasn't pushing it. Thinking about the twos, the terrible twos, it's not that the age of two, it's meaning you got to think about, is it too much, too soon, too quickly, too often, and is it too challenging? So think about those things as you're going through the lesson, because you don't want it too much or too often or too challenging for them, and it's not too soon. So we did those. She loved, she piled it up. We could say that they were matching. I had another one in there as well, so that she decided that it was mummy and daddy, and these were the babies. She was making the story up. I'm just going to put these down here. So that was what we did with that. I did have little nets as well. I was sort of enticing her, or did you want to come and scoop? Let's come out. She didn't want to use that initially, but that was okay. And what else do I have in here? So I also, which go nicely with the story, I have these floats, the bath floats, that the starfish, that is, it's not a dolphin, but it's a whale, and then the jellyfish and the seahorse and the turtle, and there's a crab, which is perfect because it goes perfectly with the story. And I also had these here just in case she may have wanted to go and collect them to go with the story. She didn't at that point, but that's okay because we can do it again for the next lesson. Right, I then tried to entice her to get into her noodle, and I put a noodle connector on the end because she actually felt comfortable doing a horse, but she had her armbands. And she felt a bit different because she could see on the bottom step, she was exploring using the orca about what it was different. She could feel it was different than using her armbands, but wasn't quite sure. She could see that she was exploring in the water of how she would be moving, which was really good to see. I got the noodle, put the connector on the end. I showed her how to get into it. Mum also managed to get into it and she showed her how she could use it. And we asked her, did you want it to be a boat? Maybe it could be a car, maybe it could be a rocket, whatever she wanted it to be. Now she decided she wanted it to be a car. And amazing, I love children because they just think about these things themselves. She literally undid the noodle, got in it like a car door and put the noodle back so that she was in her car. Amazing. And she started to want to come off the stairs. So I brought out little Sharky here. She had one, I had one, and we were going to go, and she had to chase me before I could get her back. And we played a little bit of a chase game of where I didn't think she would be able to catch me, could she? And she came out in her noodle and we were swimming around the main pool. And it took us that time, absolutely fine, that we're able to do that. But she was laughing, she loved it, she caught me, she was kicking so fast to try and get me, and she got me quite a few times. And it's little things like this that really entices a child out, and this worked for her. We're playing with the shark, we're playing a little shark game. She absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. But the other things that I also then had in here, these were bubbles, so she could have gone and got the bubbles. We didn't use these, but they were there just in case. In fact, the younger child loved these because he liked getting them because Mum was swimming around with him, and he liked collecting them and then bringing them back to the bucket. So he enjoyed that. Also, what I had in here that both of them really enjoyed were these amazing toys. Yes, they are bath toys, but I don't buy anything anymore that you're not able to wash them. So you're able to undo these, there might still be water in there, and you can put them in the dishwasher because it's easy enough to clean, no more throwing away. And the mum thought, wow, they are so cool. And they are sea life themed. So I've got a crab, a whale, and I've got a sea lion and also a seahorse. The young lad loved these. She loved them as well. She could fill them with water. She could squeeze them. They're really cute, and I just absolutely love those. The other thing, last thing that's in here is the silicone watering can. Again, the young lad loved pouring. In amongst this, she's still playing, she's still collecting, she's going off and around. I'm still watching what she's doing. And then also the little lad loved putting things in here. So thinking about schemas, he's containing, he wanted to put things in here, wanted to put his hand in there to feel the water. We were doing different things back and forth with the two of them in the water. But both seeing each other in the water together really helped. Mum was in as well, so she was learning. I was helping her to show how to hold, how to maneuver in the noodle, how to try and have that confidence to release and let go. So it's really important to partner with the parent. And if you're able, when you're doing your parent and me classes, it's all about educating the parent at the same time, so that you're teaching them all the tricks of the trade, if you like, so that then when they are going swimming outside of swimming lessons, that they can practice and use the same terminology and the same sort of ways that you're doing throughout the lesson. And so that was that lesson. The rest in here is just basically what I've shown you. It looks like I've left the turtle head at their house, but never mind, going back today. Anyway, so there we go. That's why I just wanted to show you what was in my magic bag and what did the trick to gaining that amazing first connection with the family that I'd never met before, that had reached out to me. And the feedback was, I got a message the next day, was that little girl couldn't stop talking about getting in her car and wanting to go swimming again, which she was just delighted to hear that, because of course beforehand she was very reluctant about going in the water. In fact, they hadn't used the pool, even though it was their home pool, not as many times as they were wanting or thinking that they would use, but now they're using it all the time. So it's great. I always have extra bits with me just in case. I have songs and things here just in case they want to do songs. And if it was a group setting, I would have added the songs, and I probably would have had a bit more structure to the lesson just to keep the flow going. But when it's a private lesson, you can adapt it however well it goes for the lesson. And again, the mum said that it was so relaxed and it was just a really nice time in the water that they had together. I hope that gives you maybe a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of a sneak peek as to what I take to my lessons. Make sure you check out all my other videos with regards to games and activities for early years and also higher stages. And there will be a video that will come up next that will be suitable for you to watch. Take care and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.